Hey guys, Jennifer here and welcome to Bunches of Lunches. Now on this channel I love to share fun lunch ideas every single weekend. But in today's video I thought it would be really interesting to change things up a bit. This week I'm not just sharing the lunches I made for my kids, I'm also going to be sharing a little bit about what we've been doing each day. Now before we get started, I would love it if you would hit that red subscribe button if you're new, and go ahead and click the notification bell, that way you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And now let's get on to the lunches. Hey guys, and happy Monday. So this morning I got up bright and early and I'm about to go into Sam's Club because it's been almost 3 weeks since my last big grocery haul and I definitely need a few things for this week's lunches. So not the biggest haul. I do think I'm gonna need to take a trip to Aldi for a few more things, but here's what I got today. I went ahead and picked up this insulated rolling tote. This is gonna be perfect for summer picnics and for road trips. Then I also picked up lunch boxes for all of my kids. These are so adorable and they're actually a really good price considering they come with all of these accessories. Mackenzie picked out the llama. Lily picked out the little kitty, or maybe that's a tiger, I'm not sure. Griffin picked out the shark, and Jackson picked the fox. While I was there, I also found a new pair of sandals for myself. Now I know these don't look super fancy or anything, but in Florida it rains a lot. So a shoe that can get wet and not be slippery is really important. I highly recommend these Skechers if you're coming to Florida over the summer. I also got a big old bag of Mickey Mouse chicken nuggets. I picked up a big box of these Valley biscuits. Some of them have almond butter inside and some of them have peanut butter. Also got some of these Adele's teriyaki and pineapple meatballs. I got a big bag of asparagus, a bag of baby carrots, some of these breakfast corn dogs. I also got a bag of the s'mores snack mix. This is so good, you guys. Definitely a treat. I picked up some maple syrup for pancakes, some ranch, some unsalted cashews, and a big old tub of hummus. I also picked up this bag of chicken bites. These are just like the ones you get from Chick-fil-A. And of course, to go along with them, I got the big old bag of waffle fries. And check this out, you guys. I actually found this at Target. This is official Chick-fil-A sauce. I'm gonna give a little bit to each of the kids. I'm also gonna give the kids some baby carrots, some ranch dip, and then just like you might get at Chick-fil-A, I'm also giving the kids their own little fruit cup. This has strawberries, blueberries, and mandarin oranges. And then of course, whenever we go to Chick-fil-A, we love to get their lemonade. So I'm also gonna give each kid their own little lemonade juice pouch. Here we have Lily and Mackenzie's trays. Looks like they ate everything. I'm actually pretty surprised that Miss Lily ate all of her chicken nuggets. And then here we have the boys' trays. Again, just like the girls, the boys did really well, and overall this was a super easy lunch to make and I would definitely make it again. Hey guys, and welcome to Tuesday. Today we are headed somewhere super fun. I'm so excited. But before we head out, I need to go ahead and pack up the kids' lunches so they can eat them in the car on the way. And I am gonna go ahead and use these super cute new lunch boxes I picked up on Monday, and hopefully that'll make eating these lunches in the car easier for the kids. I'm gonna be making some homemade Uncrustables. So I've started with just a thin layer of peanut butter on the bottom piece of bread. Then I just added a small amount of strawberry jam. And to make these Uncrustables a little bit fancier, I'm also going to add just a few slices of fresh banana. And I'm trying not to add too much filling here or these Uncrustable sandwiches don't really work that well. And then the trick to making a good Uncrustable sandwich is to also put a little bit of peanut butter on the other piece of bread. And that just keeps the bread from getting soggy. Now you guys, I found this little Uncrustable maker on Amazon, but if you don't have one of these, no big deal. You can just use a big drinking glass to cut out the sandwich and then use a fork to crimp the edges. So now that I have all 4 of these sandwiches done, I'm gonna go ahead and add them into these super cute sandwich containers. Now these actually came in the lunch kit. These are super colorful and they're actually a pretty good size. I think if you needed to, you could even fit 2 sandwiches in here. So now I'm just going to get these in the boxes, close them up, and then move on to the rest of the lunch. Now for the fruit and vegetable, I'm going to be using these cute little snack towers that came in the lunch kit. In the bottom of the first little section, I'm going to squirt just a little bit of ranch dressing. Now I'm not quite sure if the kids are going to like this or not, but I thought it would be a lot easier to try it this way versus having a separate ranch container. And then I'm going to put the carrots directly in this same section. For the kids' fruit, I'm going to be adding in some whole strawberries. I gave these a nice good wash. And check it out, you guys, how cute are these little snack containers? We got our fruit and our veggie and our dip all in one. Okay guys, so next up I'm going to be giving the kids a special treat. Now you really could put any kind of snack or treat in these containers. These are called cookie movers. So I'm going to go ahead and put some M&M cookies in here. Now also in this lunch I want to add in a few goldfish crackers. And these little snack containers are definitely a hint to where we're going. These cute little Lego containers don't hold very much, and that's okay. I'm just going to put a few little goldfish crackers in each little box. And then for the kids' drink, I'm just going to be using the little water bottles that came with the lunch kit. And in here I did go ahead and put some lemonade. So now that the lunches are done, we're going to pack everything up and head to Legoland. Where we live in Florida, we're pretty much surrounded by theme parks. And right now, all of them, well, except for Disney, are open again. And we are definitely excited about this, but we also want to make sure that we are safe. I was super happy to see that Legoland definitely has a lot of social distancing measures in place. But as you can see here at Legoland, it's not really hard to social distance because it's not very crowded at all. Before we entered Legoland, we had to have our temperature taken, and although masks are recommended, they aren't mandatory. It was interesting though, because if you didn't bring a mask, they actually had an employee there handing them out for free. While we were there, the wait times were super low, so that was awesome, but it was also pretty hot and humid. Now, if you've ever been to Florida in the summertime, you'll know what I'm talking about. After just a couple hours, we were pretty much ready to go home, especially when we saw that the storm clouds were rolling in. We decided at that point we better head home. Now you guys, as far as the lunches for this day, the kids really liked everything that I packed, and the lunch boxes themselves were great, but I do have to say that this is kind of a lot of separate containers that I now have to wash versus when I use a bento box, it's kind of all in one. There's definitely some cons to this type of lunch setup. Good morning guys, and happy Wednesday. Right now it is bright and early and we're about to head out and do some shopping before lunchtime. The goal for today is to do a complete room makeover, so we are heading to Ikea. Now, a while back I did film a complete house tour, so if you haven't seen that video, I'll go ahead and link it down below. But one of the rooms we've been wanting to change for a while is this formal living room, because you guys, at the end of the day, we are not very formal people, and we already have a family room, so I don't think we need both. What I really want to do is to actually have a place downstairs where the kids can have their own little desk area and a chair. I'd like this to be a place where they can store all of their books and their school supplies, where they can work on projects and be creative. And you guys, this is most likely going to be a space where they can do their schoolwork or homeschool work after summer break. Okay guys, so now that we've found everything we were looking for, it's time to head home, make lunch, and then put all of these IKEA things together, which might take a while. Now, to make my life easier today, while we were leaving Ikea, I did go ahead and pick up a bag of frozen meatballs. Now, I know it sounds weird to buy meatballs at a furniture store, but trust me, you guys, these are so good. On the way home, they did get a little bit defrosted, but that's actually totally fine for what I have in mind. I'm going to create some meatball skewers. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up this pizza crust dough, and once I have that all rolled out, I'm just going to cut this into little strips. Next, I'm going to take these little skewers And I'm going to fit about 3 meatballs on here. And because these meatballs are kind of thawed out, this is a lot easier to do. This would be really hard if the meatballs were still frozen solid. Then as you can see, I just took the little pizza dough and I wrapped it around the skewer and the meatballs. Okay guys, now these are looking so fun already. And you guys, these cook super fast, only about 10 minutes in a 375-degree oven. And to go along with these, I'm also going to give the kids a little container of marinara sauce. I think that'll be really good to dip these little skewers in. Now, while these were cooking in the oven, I went ahead and made up some cute little fruit skewers using both red and green grapes. For the kids' veggie today, I'm just giving them some cucumber slices, nice and easy. And to go along with them, I also included some ranch for dipping. And then you guys, for today's sweet treat, I picked up something that we love from Ikea. And I can never pronounce this name. I think it's covert. Yeah, I have no idea, but it's basically a pastry with almond paste on the outside. They are so good. So I'm just gonna give one to each kid. And then for their drink today, they're just gonna have some water. And check it out, you guys. This lunch was a huge hit. Everybody loved it. It was super delicious. I would definitely make it again.
Many hours later.
It pretty much took us the rest of the day into the night to get everything put together. We ended up getting 4 of these kid desks at Ikea. We also got a new shelving unit to store all of the books and school supplies. So for right now, we're just putting all of the kids' desks together in the center of the room. I added 2 of our old desks in the back, and those are going to be our computer stations. Now, so far, I think this room has come together so well. There's definitely a few more things that I want to add, but I'm super pleased with how it came out. Hey guys, and happy Thursday! Today I am super excited because we are about to step foot on Disney property for the first time in a long time. We are headed to Disney Springs to check everything out and have lunch. As of right now, Disney Springs has been open for almost an entire month, but we've kind of been avoiding it, mostly because I've been seeing online that it's been super packed, but now I think the popularity has kind of died down a little bit, so hopefully it won't be so crowded. Now, just like Legoland, Disney definitely has a lot of safety measures set in place. Before you go in, there is an entire screening process, including hand sanitizing stations. They also take your temperature just like at Legoland, but unlike Legoland where masks were recommended but not required, on Disney property you have to wear one the entire time. It doesn't matter if it's super hot or if it's raining. If you're on Disney property, you have to wear a mask right now. Now, one of my favorite places to have lunch at Disney Springs is at Chicken Guy. That's the restaurant owned by Guy Fieri from the Food Network. But since we weren't quite ready for lunch at this point, we kept on walking. One of the places I was hoping to check out is the big World of Disney store. That's where you can find like all of the Disney merchandise. And I was super surprised to see that there were no lines to get in at all. In fact, Disney Springs as a whole on this day was not crowded at all. It was super easy to stay distanced from other groups, but I have to say it was very, very hot, and wearing masks in that heat was pretty uncomfortable. So after we window shopped at the World of Disney for quite a while, we were finally ready to have lunch. So we headed on over to the Earl of Sandwich. Now, of course, the Earl of Sandwich specializes in sandwiches of all kinds, but they also have pizza bread and salads and lots of fun desserts. And the Disney rules say that if you're sitting down and eating, you can then remove your mask. Okay guys, so for today's lunch, I let the kids pick whatever kids meal they wanted. Lily, Mackenzie, and Jackson all picked out the pizza bread, which smelled really, really good. But it's basically just like a little French bread pizza. And then Mr. Griffin picked out some mac and cheese, which also looked super delicious. For their veggie, I decided to get this big old salad that they could all share. I also got a frozen lemonade because I really wanted to try that. And then for a super special sweet treat, I got 1 slice of their rainbow cake. And this was for us all to share. Check it out, you guys. Doesn't that look so fun? Overall, everybody enjoyed their lunch. lunch. I do have to say, however, that Griffin ended up spilling half of his mac and cheese on the floor, so that was kind of sad. And half of Jackson's cheese on his pizza stuck to the wrapper. And speaking of wrappers, check it out, you guys. This is what they're doing about utensils at Disney Springs. They each have individual wrapping so that I guess everything stays sanitary. Now, this ended up being a super quick trip to Disney Springs because we were pretty much done with the heat and wearing the masks, and it was starting to rain. Hey guys, and welcome to Friday. So the goal for today is to have a picnic and take pictures. So for our picnic today, I am going to go ahead and use a bento box for each kid instead of all the little separate containers I used a couple of days ago. But I wanted to show you guys how each of these lunch boxes fit in these lunch bags. I got a lot of questions about this on Instagram, and as you can see, these lunch bags actually fit a lot of different kinds of bento boxes. So I think that's awesome. I love that. So first I'm going to start by putting together Mackenzie and Jackson's lunch. I'm going to start by making them a delicious wrap. For this, I'm just taking a big old tortilla, and on here I'm going to spread a little bit of low-fat cream cheese mixed with some ranch powder. Next, I'm going to add a good layer of lettuce. On top of the lettuce, I'm adding just a few pieces of smoked turkey, and then on top of that, I'm adding some triangles of cheese. Then I'm going to top that off with just a few little pieces of bacon. So essentially, I'm making a turkey bacon ranch wrap. Once I have all of the ingredients on there, I'm just going to go ahead and fold this up as tightly as I can. And I'm going to end up making one of these for Mackenzie and one for Jackson. Now for my younger kids, it starts off just the same. I'm using one tortilla. Next, I'm spreading on the ranch flavored cream cheese. And then instead of making this into a wrap, I'm going to make some rolled up pinwheel sandwiches. So I'm actually going to be adding a full layer of cheese on here, followed by a full layer of the smoked turkey. Once I have that filled up, it's time to roll it up as tightly as I can and slice it into small pieces. For the kids' fruit, I cut up a combination of cantaloupe, honeydew, and watermelon. And for their veggies, I cut up a combination of cucumber and carrot. So for Mackenzie and Jackson's lunch, I'm going to go ahead and put in their wraps. I did go ahead and cut those in half just to make them fit a little bit better. Then I'm just going to go ahead and add in their fruit, their veggie, and then I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit of this no sugar added strawberry applesauce, and then I'm going to fill up the back section with some dill pickle flavored popcorn. Now for my younger two kids, I'm going to be adding in their little pinwheel sandwiches, followed by their fruit. Hearts are for Lily and stars are for Griffin. Next, I'll add in their veggies, and of course, I'm not going to forget the ranch for the little kids. They pretty much will only eat veggies if I include the ranch. The bigger kids are not so picky. And now for a little bit of a sweet treat, I'm going to go ahead and give both of the kids some of this vanilla Greek yogurt. I get this at Aldi, and it is so good. And to make them even more excited about it, I'm just going to add a little bit of sprinkles right on top. So now I'm going to go ahead and pack up all of these lunches. I'm also going to be packing everyone a water bottle, and then we're going to head on over to the park. Now the park that we're going to today is actually in a town called Celebration, which is actually a really unique community that was developed by the Walt Disney Company. Now personally, I think Celebration, Florida is a little bit fancy. In this neighborhood, you'll find lots of really big fancy houses. There's also lots of tree-lined streets and ponds. It is so beautiful, especially at the park that we're going to today. And thankfully it's not 100 degrees today, so this is like the perfect day for a picnic. But before we set up the picnic, we are going to do a little photo shoot. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. Back in December, I bought these really nice picture frames to go over my couch, and it was always my plan to put pictures of my kids in there, but I just have never got around to doing that. So I'm hoping that I get some good pictures today to put in those frames. Now Now you guys, let me know in the comments down below if you plan on doing any fun summer traveling. We are hoping to do a big road trip next month, and if you're curious to see how I like to pack for a road trip, or if you need any road trip snack ideas, definitely check out these videos over here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.